My favourite food's pizza.
Pasta. Fish fingers. Lentils. Bread. Bolognese.
Curious kids, I bet you all have some big opinions about which foods you absolutely love and those you just can't stand.
I don't like broccoli.
Tomatoes. Carrots.
I love broccoli, by the way.
But have you noticed that something you find absolutely delicious might taste disgusting to somebody else? Welcome to The Conversations, Curious Kids, the podcast where a kid asks a great question and we get a very clever expert to answer it. I'm Eloise and...
I'm Leah Billington. I'm 9 years old. I live in Wigan in the UK.
And in this episode, Leo wants to find out...
Why do some foods taste good and some other foods taste horrible? And why does your taste change?
Luckily, we found an expert who has spent a long time studying exactly this.
Hello, my name is Linda Bartoshuk. I'm a taste researcher at George Washington University in Washington, D.C.
So Linda, why don't we start off? How do we taste our food? Leo, do you have any idea?
Is it like your tongue tastes your food and your tongue decides if you like it or not?
Well, the tongue's certainly very important. Now, before we can talk about taste, we're going to have to talk about meaning of words.
And those words are taste and flavour. There's an important difference between them.
Give me an example of some tastes you can experience. Can you name them for me?
Sweet, bitter, sour.
That's exactly right. So then, what are flavours?
Raspberry, chicken, roast beef.
Got that, curious kids? The scientific difference between a taste and a flavour is what kind of chemicals they are made up of. Chemicals are tiny particles that make up everything in the world around us, from the tiniest leaf of a tree to a rock to even a piece of chocolate. And these chemicals can be divided into volatiles and non-volatiles.
Volatile is something that's evaporated into the air. So, for example, if you sniff and think, whoa, what's that? And you think, I'm smelling butterscotch. It's a volatile that makes the butterscotch smell. And it's evaporated into the air so you can breathe it in through your nose.
And so you experience this volatile as a flavour.
Now, there's another group of chemicals, and they're called non-volatiles. These are things like salt that you can pour out of a container and look at it, sugar crystals, things that are not evaporated into the air.
We detect these on our tongue and experience them as a taste. But of course, when we eat our favourite foods, we are experiencing all of their deliciousness at the same time, the taste and the flavour. So how do we know they are different? Time for our first experiment.
The jelly bean test.
I have a Jelly Babies packet.
Curious kids, do you also have a packet of jelly beans with you? If not, pause this episode and go and get one. Are you back? Now follow along with us.
Let me tell you what to do. Take a jelly bean. Now, hold your nose closed, put the jelly bean in your mouth, chew it up and swallow it, keeping your nose closed the whole time. And before you open your nose, can you tell me what flavor it was?
No. I don't.
You see, you can't tell, can you?
No.
Now, open your nose. What flavor was the jelly bean?
It was strawberry.
You see, you can't tell it's strawberry till you open your nose, and the air currents take the odor, the smell, the volatile, up into your nose, and it sends a message to the brain.
Oh.
So you can tell a jelly bean is sweet, but you can't tell if it's lemon or lime or raspberry or strawberry.
Yeah.
Great. And you could even try eating broccoli now by holding your nose, see if you like it better. Because then it would just be texture.
That's very clever, because broccoli is a volatile.
So how does that decide what foods we like or not?
There are some things that nature knows you should not eat. It's going to make you dislike them without any experience at all. A newborn baby is born hating bitter. The newborn baby is born loving sweet.
That is to say, no matter the flavour, we tend to love sweet foods and dislike bitter foods. So why would that be?
Most things that are poisons are bitter. And therefore, we build you hating them right away, so you don't have any chance of being poisoned by those. And on the other hand, why would everybody love sugar? It's a very important source of fuel. And salt, you've got to have salt for muscle and nerve function. So again, you're born loving it.
What do you think, Leo? Do you also love salt?
Yeah.
But how much salt we want in our food might not be consistent from meal to meal. It's influenced by how much of it our bodies need at that moment in time.
When you really need salt, you'll find you have a preference for a higher concentration of it.
The same goes for sugar.
If you really need it, your body makes you like it better.
Yeah, I feel like cake on a cold day, that's probably like to provide more fuel to keep me warm. That probably makes sense.
Yeah.
That's not an excuse to go stuffing yourself full of cake. If we eat too much sugar or salt, our taste for it changes. I'm sure you could all think of a time when you've had just one more chocolate, but somehow it just doesn't taste as good as the ones before it.
So the taste itself didn't change, but your liking for it changed. And that's how nature adjusts your intake of something that you've got to have, but you can get too much.
So eating just one chocolate too many can affect your taste for it for a little while. But the very next day, you'll probably want to eat another one. There is one thing, however, that affects our taste that we simply cannot change. That's coming up after this short break with our second experiment.
If you're listening to this, you're either a curious kid or you've got one in the car with you right now. Either way, you're in the right place. I'm Marshall, co-host of Tumble, an award-winning science podcast for kids and families. We start with the questions that kids are actually asking, then take them to real scientists, covering everything from animals and dinosaurs to space and cats. Search for Tumble Science Podcast for Kids wherever you get your podcasts. Keep that curiosity going.
Hello, I'm Emma from the Earth Rangers podcast. If you think that animals are amazing, then our podcast is the one for you. Join me as I travel the world to discover the wildest animal facts out there and solve nature's biggest mysteries. If you're a fan of animal expeditions like on PBS's Wildcrats and the BBC's Planet Earth, or the mystery and intrigue of Carmen Sandiego, then you'll love the Earth Rangers podcast. This is a journey you won't want to miss. Follow the Earth Rangers podcast on Apple Podcasts, and for more information, go to gzmshows.com. See you soon!
Curious kids, welcome back. It's time for our second experiment.
Does everybody have a piece of paper?
Yeah.
Curious kids, you probably won't have these special strips of paper lying around in the house, but you can buy them very easily online. They are called PTC paper, and they contain the bitter compound known as PTC. This is very similar to the bitter compounds found in things like broccoli or Brussels sprouts, but much stronger. So once you've listened to this episode, do go ahead and ask an adult whether they might buy some for you.
This paper, if I put it in my mouth,
Linda puts a strip of PTC paper on her tongue.
nothing. I can put the whole thing in my mouth, chew it up. I don't taste anything at all. You taste it. See if you can taste it.
Can't taste anything.
You don't taste anything.
No. Dad,
Yes, Mum.
try and taste it. Put it in your mouth. See if you taste anything. Do you taste anything?
I don't think so.
Now, that's interesting that we've got all these non-tasters because we tend to be in the minority out there in the real world. Most people would taste this paper and it would be bitter.
Now, why is that? Turns out it's all down to our genes. Our genes are a set of instructions our bodies inherit from our parents, which tells them what our hair colour is, or how tall we are, and even how we taste things. So,
some people are born not able to taste PTC, the particular bitter compound.
Like Linda and Leo, and Leo's dad. And that's probably because they don't have the special taste buds that can detect this bitter compound. It's thought that about 75% of people can taste PTC. So in a group of 3 people, it's rare that they should all be non-tasters. However, the fact that all 3 people are white could play a role.
The group that has the largest number of non-tasters in it is Caucasians. If people are other races, especially Asian, they're much more likely to taste this compound.
And for those who can taste PTC, some of them taste the bitterness much more than others.
They don't ever want to taste it again if they taste it once. They're called super tasters. These are people who have large numbers of taste buds and very, very sensitive to this bitter. And also, let me tell you something else about men and women. Women are not only more likely to be tasters, they're more likely to be super tasters. So maybe what you could do, Leo, is you could take some of these papers around and try them on your friends.
Yeah.
And see how many of your friends taste it.
Yeah, and report back.
Do you think you'd like to be a super taster?
No, I've heard all that. Probably yes.
I would say no. When I watch super tasters taste something that's really bitter, I think, why would I want that? You know, there's something that goes along with super tasting that is interesting to consider. It turns out that if you're a super taster, you like your favorite food more. So if you ask me how much I like my favorite food on a scale up to 100, I'd give you like maybe a 60. A super taster might give you a 90. So that means that super tasters are getting more pleasure from foods they like.
I definitely want that, because I already love eating, but if I could love eating even more, then I would definitely take that option. It will be interesting to see what percentage of Leo's 9-year-old friends can taste PTC. But what is even more interesting is that if Leo were to do the same experiment 20 years later with exactly the same people, he might get quite different results.
Damage to the bitter system is very common because the nerve fibers that carry bitter messages are very small and delicate, and they're very easy to damage by viruses. So the common cold can damage your ability to taste bitter. And the longer you are alive, the more likely you have to have this damage.
So look out for your taste buds, curious kids. So, apart from our genes, is there anything else that might change how much we like things?
If you eat a strawberry and then you throw up or get really sick, your brain's going to say, oh, that was a bad one. That was poison. Do not eat that again. And the next time you try and eat that strawberry, it will be disgusting to you and you won't want it.
That makes sense. Are there any foods that you can think of, Leo, that have made you sick and you haven't eaten again?
I hate celery.
But it made you sick?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's possible that Leo ate a dodgy stick of celery, and ever since his brain has been looking out for him, saying, "Don't eat it!" But there's another, slightly more tricky reason he might not like celery.
There is a way in which this mechanism can misfire. Let's say you were getting the flu, and what you had to eat for lunch was celery. Your brain will now immediately label celery as poison, and you won't want it again. You can tell yourself celery is not poisonous. Does it make you like it? No. You see, once that mechanism takes hold, you can't talk yourself out of it. And you can't talk somebody else out of it. They still don't want to eat that stuff.
Mm. So convincing yourself probably won't make you like that icky food. But eating it might. Studies show that if you eat a food 10 to 15 times, you may learn to like it. So keep trying things, curious kids. You never know when that disgusting food is gonna get a glow up. Yes, even you, celery. Thank you so much, Leo, and thank you so much, Linda. You've answered Leo's question fantastically.
Yeah, she did well.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of The Conversations Curious Kids. If you've got a question for us, please do email us at curiouskids@theconversation.com and we will do our best to find an expert to answer it. This podcast was made by The Conversation, a news and analysis platform bringing research expertise to the world. You can go to theconversation.com and search for Curious Kids and find hundreds of answers to questions from kids just like you. The producer for this series is Katie Flood, and the executive producer is Gemma Ware. It was presented and sound designed by me, Eloise. If you like our show, forward this episode to a friend who loves eating, and do give us a review wherever you listen. See you next time!